It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the reigning Super Bowl champs and the Lions on Monday.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead. And we're off in week 2. Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
2nd and 2. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. He'll look to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
Yeah, just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Hands it off out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago, 19 carries, 80 yards.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. The ball away and it falls incomplete. And his kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel good.
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Falcons grab it. And 1st and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. So now just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to throw here. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. his first touchdown of the new season. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. So here are the Lions now backed up for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
That's good. Lions. First down. First and 10.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1 at the 35-yard line.
And just a yard to go here on second down. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to his running back, Dawkins. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Well, this defense for the Falcons, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. He'll look to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
That's good for the Lions. First down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Second and 10. They're going to look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. Good. And they get the CD that helps them inch a bit closer.
Did you see go on the board in your favor?
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Back to throw now on 1st down. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Not much there, only a yard. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return, and the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. As they've got it 2nd and 7. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing the out route and complete. That's Higgins. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume here. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. He'll decide to keep this once more. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
The Falcons send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting them back on the sack.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
They'll drop to throw. That's taken. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd. They'll look to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big game. Back to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw again. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that they have to pump the ball. They've done so with that first run.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. The Falcons on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Pushes past him, and he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now a handoff looking right. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
On running plays, linemen, of course, have their assignments. That's expected. But it's not often you're expecting to see a cornerback blitzing in run support and tackling the runner for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Back to throw. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now here's a throw that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out come the Falcons now. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Second and 6. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And the catch made by Hopkins. 7 yards the pickup there. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Second and 3. And a quick throw here that's complete.
Complete to number 5. A gain of 5. First down, Falcons.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was the visiting Jaguars who were able to come away with the road victory. Trevor Lawrence, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. The Giants off to an ideal start as they move to 2-0 with the road victory. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Deshaun Watson, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3.
It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. And they'll run on the inside handoff. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 3.
They'll set up a throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here. Wide open receiver, complete.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll look to throw here. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Higgins. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it. And
he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. T. Higgins. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And it will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these 2 teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hopkins. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He finds Hopkins complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They're going to look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's throwing one downfield as well.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
So a response there to the touchdown of the opening drive of this 3rd quarter as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
That's complete to his running back, Dawkins.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. That makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
44 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back to throw now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 15-yard line. That's the end.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. 2nd and 1. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This taken in at the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. It's complete to Hopkins. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
5 yards on the play.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Nash. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll try the jet sweep here. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done, because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence that they just got their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went. All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, you won't hear any boos from this home crowd on that call.
No, not at all, and it's been a long day for this crowd waiting for this game. It's been a long evening as well. Finally, they feel they got a call.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he works him past the 30, almost to the 25.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Got the defense on their heels. 2 first downs in a row, and now a pickup of 8.
At the 19-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw again. And he's got it. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Short of the goal line. A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
And they'll run again. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. They lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down.
I know they're going through all the possibilities right now, but the truth of the matter is a field goal doesn't do them a ton of good. It'd still be a 2-score game, so to me, go for it. Go for it boldly.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And the lead will shrink to 6. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Let's go!
Atlanta now coming out on the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation.
They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Back to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And the Lions are right back in this football game. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. They'll look to throw. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Falcons, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.